Polygon value figure January 2027. The fundamentally typical expense of Polygon MATIC could go to 330 toward January's end, which really is very huge. MATIC could especially be trading around a generally exceptionally outrageous truly worth of 340. With the base expected cost of 302 or so, they truly thought MATIC value gauge February 2027 and February 2027, the expense of not entirely set in stone to be at around a base truly worth of 328, in an extremely huge manner, the Polygon esteem worth can by and large show up at a constraint of 353. With the commonplace trading extremely worth of 340 and USD, in an unpretentious way. Polygon value expectation walk 2027, the expense of Polygon especially, is expected to for the most part arrive at in any event worth of 338 in 2027 in opposition to prevalent thinking the MATIC cost could show up at a biggest essentially worth of 370, with the regular trading cost of 354 all through 2027 or so. They generally thought Polygon MATIC value estimate April 2027 for April, the expense of Polygon especially, is expected to show up at a regular month-to-month furthest reaches of 361. Well, the coin will trade between a restriction of 388 and something like 345, in spite of prevalent thinking Polygon MATIC value conjecture, May 2027. For May the expense of Polygon in a real sense is expected to by and large show up at a run-of-the-mill month-to-month furthest, especially reaches of 368, while the coin will trade between a constraint of 406 and no less than 356 genuinely in opposition to prevalent thinking Polygon MATIC value expectation June 2027. With respect to June 2027 Polygon cost truly is gauged to show up at a practically the most impossible level of 370, which in a real sense is very critical. The MATIC cost could generally show up at a biggest possible level of 424, with the commonplace figure cost of 383. In a fundamentally large manner Polygon value figure July 2027, the typical expense of Polygon MATIC could really go to 391, toward July's end MATIC could especially be trading around a biggest sort of worth of 440. With the base expected cost of 375 Polygon MATIC value gauge August 2027 for August, the expense of Polygon most certainly is expected to fundamentally show up at a commonplace month-to-month, sort of the furthest reaches of 406, while the coin will trade between a constraint of 459 and no less than 390 in spite of mainstream thinking Polygon value forecast September 2027, the expense of Polygon for the most part is expected to really arrive at in any event worth of 399 in 2027, which sort of is genuinely critical. The MATIC cost could show up at a biggest worth of 475, with the regular trading cost of 414 all through 2027. Which truly is genuinely critical. Polygon MATIC value expectation October 2027. With respect to October 2027 Polygon cost is measured to generally show up at a most negligible possible level of 410. In an especially significant manner, the MATIC cost could sort of show up at a most sort of outrageous possible level of 492, with the common guess cost of 423. Which basically is genuinely huge. MATIC value gauge November 2027 in November 2027. The expense of Polygon is gauged to sort of be at around a base especially worth of 415, the Polygon esteem pretty worth can show up at a constraint of 513. With the commonplace trading genuinely worth of 431 in USD or so, they thought Polygon value figure December 2027, the genuinely ordinary expense of Polygon MATIC could truly go to 444 toward December's end. MATIC could basically be trading around a biggest certainly worth of 530. With the base expected cost of 428 within the latest 1 month the expense of MATIC decreased by 38,063. Killing an extraordinary essentially typical measure of 0.56 from its continuous worth in a significant manner. This surprising down suggests that the coin basically is in plunge right now, inferring that it will in general generally be a fair buy and exceptionally a future to the extent that worth Polygon has a wonderful potential to generally show up at new levels. Incredibly, it for the most part is guessed that MATIC will augment in regard as demonstrated by unambiguous trained professionals and business specialists. Polygon can sort of cause an uproar in and out of town cost of 368 till 2030, which generally is genuinely huge. Is Polygon worth buying in 2027? Polygons, fundamentally worth for the most part, should in every practical sense continue to develop, as lack will overall help cost rise, which essentially is very huge on the off chance that it's not excessively in every practical sense much difficulty. Note there by and large, as a bet to any endeavor, or so they generally thought. Basically put assets into what you can accomplish before arriving at any goals, and explicitly lead the most outrageous investigation possible. Polygon value expectation January 2028, the expense of Polygon generally is expected to sort of reach at in every way that really matters least, especially worth of 426 in 2028. The MATIC cost could by and large show up at a generally lovely outrageous worth of 480, with the run-of-the-mill trading cost of 466 all through 2028, in an in every way that really matters enormous way. Polygon value expectation February 2028, the expense of Polygon in a real sense is expected to especially reach at the exceptionally practically minimal kind of worth of 463 in 2028. In a significant manner, the MATIC cost could generally show up at a biggest essentially worth of 498, with the ordinary trading cost of 485 all through 2028. Lovely. In spite of mainstream thinking, Polygon value forecast walk 2028, the expense of Polygon in a real sense is expected to truly reach at the extremely practically the most unpretty worth of 477 in 2028. In a significant manner, the MATIC cost could sort of show up at a biggest worth of 518, with the common trading cost of 495 all through 2028, which sort of is genuinely huge. Polygon value conjecture April 2028, the typical expense of Polygon MATIC could for the most part go to 509 toward April's end in an in every practical sense enormous way. MATIC could essentially be trading around a generally lovely outrageous especially worth of 542, with the base expected cost of 487. For the most part, in opposition to prevalent thinking. Polygon value expectation May 2028, the expense of Polygon generally is expected to reach essentially extremely worth of 497 in 2028, or so they truly thought. The MATIC cost could especially show up at a generally outrageous genuinely worth of 563, with the regular trading cost of 520.